Hello, my name is Gil, and this is Natalie. As you can see, Natalie has her eyes closed by now. She's already in a state of meditation, channeling higher wisdom, the higher self. We find it the easiest way, well, Natalie closes her eyes when we channel, and usually I channel the space around us. Now we have a few questions that you've sent us, but first we want to start this channeling session with a specific opening question which we've raised before, and the question is why we're here. Why human beings are here? What's the meaning of it? What's the purpose? So let Natalie, the higher knowledge, speak for you now.
Good evening. Now the question that we often ask ourselves is why we're here. We have such busy lives. We have constantly running after one thing or another, trying to achieve so many things. And yet it seems endless, isn't it? To answer this question, we need to understand that the human body is a vehicle, an opportunity for life to live itself through it. So when we think that we live our lives, in reality, life lives us through the body. It lives through your heart. You do not beat your heart, it beats for you. You only observe it. The same with your lungs. You do not expand and contract them consciously. You can control it, of course, but the force behind the technicality, the energy that flows through your body, the one that you can observe, it actually indicates that for all purposes, life lives you, and you're merely an observant of what is happening. When you start to think about it from that perspective, the understanding of life is changing. It means that you no longer live your life in terms of limited pursuits of small individual goals. It becomes more a matter of, this is my light, how can I manifest it for the highest good of myself and those around me whose lives I've touched. And this is when the awareness of yourself as light, as a being of light, as the energy comes forward to its significance. So understanding that we're beings of light is the first thing that's important. And of course, honesty towards yourself about observing what is it this body has experienced and how it comes to help you with achieving your manifestation as this being of light. This is really important, because by being honest with yourself, you can then say, okay, I've had these experiences, so I can manifest certain values, certain, so to speak, lessons. We don't really learn here. We don't come to Earth to learn. We already knew all that before we came. We come to manifest, to experience and live the experience, and spread the light, spread that energy that flows through you. This particular energy that goes through you is unique to you. It's individual expression of Supreme Being, universe, life, whatever you want to call it. And you have responsibility towards this uniqueness, so you cannot live someone else's life, nor you can tell someone else how to live their life. Your responsibility is above all to your own light, to be this light, to manifest it, to find ways to expand it. It's not as selfish as some of you may think it is. On the contrary, by loving yourself, exploring your abilities, your talents, your light within, you affect so many people, beings, nature, any living, breathing space around you, by simply changing your thinking, simply being who you are. This is how it was meant to be. Just as molecules do not concern themselves, is it selfish to be oxygen? or hydrogen. They simply respond, react, absorb, work in relationship to another element, and they create, continuously create. It's a work of creation. Does that answer why do you think you're here?
It answers the fact that we came here to experience ourselves. Experience what?
Living.
Is there no living?
The living, the true ultimate living of being, the true light, the energy that is you. The little goals that you set in your life when you use your mind as the only source of your being, such as go to university, get a better paid job, these goals are not a long-term manifestation of your being. It's one small aspect that can be easily changed one way or another, depending on what you're trying to manifest. You are organic, living entity of light.
So if we are organic, why do we come here to this small, you say, interchangeable experience? Why bother?
Because this is the ultimate, so to speak, laboratory for experience such a way of living.
Are there any other forms of living, so to speak?
But each one is unique to that particular environment. So your environment is unique to you and your abilities, and the best to manifest these particular skills.
Okay, should we go to a few questions we will ask? We will not disclose the names, just the question. The first question comes, how can I get rid of chronic fatigue? Chronic fatigue. What must I do to become free of this condition?
What I sense in chronic fatigue is chronic tiredness of the condition in which you found yourself, or perhaps have been in the past. Strong resistance to outward forces that make you feel impotent or helpless, stranded. Since we are all beings of energy, if you think logically, energy, if you're a body of energy, you cannot be losing energy or lacking energy, isn't it? Think about the second law of Newton, where energy doesn't disappear. However, as physical beings, we can use our mind to leak out energy, which means we're constantly in our mind giving the energy to concerns, people, places, beings that make us feel by our own decision that they are overpowering us or we are under their control. This can cause chronic fatigue if it carries on for a long time. The best way to release this condition is first to acknowledge, to focus on the self within. Look inside yourself. Take time every day for a few minutes to sit and observe your breathing, your being within. Find that stillness, that energy inside that is full to the brims of energy. When you do that, make sure your mind doesn't jump to other thoughts, other people or places. For that 5 seconds, minutes, for that short duration, make sure you're not leaking energy to anyone or any place, that you contain within yourself this energy by simply breathing and being within yourself. Contain yourself like a battery. The more you practice it, the more you will feel that you have more and more energy afterwards for longer time. You can even try to use the breath to increase the energy inside of you. For example, if you allow the energy, the breath, to come into your heart, hold it for a moment, and then push it all the way down to the base chakra at the bottom of your being. Release it strongly, and then wait a minute, feel body, and allow it naturally to fill your stomach. And then breathe it out in short durations, a bit like yogic breathing. Several times, stop Take a deep breath, feel your heart and feel the energy in your body. Wait a second. Observe how you feel in your body with energy, a bit like battery, recharging. Do it again as many times as you can. You will feel more energetic and you will be able to stop your mind from giving energy, from leaking out energy. Try to realize that no one and nothing has a power over you, only you. You can control yourself, you can control your energy, you can withdraw energy from anyone and anything. You can choose not to leak it out. It is in your power.
Okay, I think one of the challenges will be how to stop the brain. If the brain, the mind keeps coming out, starting.
If you focus on the breathing, intensely focusing on that alone, breathing and feeling of the energy, or whatever space you can call it, if it helps to visualize a color or a sound, just anything to stop the mind from doing anything else. Breathing and inner sense of energy.
And we have another technique in addition to that to help you with the mind when the mind keeps jumping. If you send us an email, we send you the link for the other technique. Let's move on to the second question. What is the best decision, this person is asking, to continue or stop my current romantic relationship?
Okay. Again, we're going back about trusting the inner self. You are made of energy, the energy that has no time, that has been here for thousands and millions of years. What you need to do is be still for a moment. Visualize a pool of stillness inside of you. And then you imagine that you're going to drop a subject into that pool of stillness. Whether, for example, you want to stay in the relationship. So you drop that subject into that pool and feel the energy, the feeling that comes from it. If this feeling that you're going to get when this is inside of you is, no, I don't like it, it doesn't feel right, then the answer is no. If it feels right, calm, happy feeling, the answer is yes. If you can't hear the answer, do it as many times. Listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to that energy within. You have all the answers already.
So people come in and they want answer. Should I start this or should I do that or do this? And we don't give them the answer. We don't say yes or no. We give them the tool to find the answers within them. Is this correct?
Every single thing you do is correct. There are no mistakes. Even the experience that you think was a mistake, if you look back, you will realize that it has brought you to where you are now, and it has given you the strength and the tools to deal with what is coming next. So, in all honesty, I cannot say that you don't know the answers or that you will make a mistake. You are on the right path. You are guided by so many guides, family, loved ones. You are supported. And the time when you don't feel it is when you're supported most, because you're so in your mind you stop feeling it. But I do encourage you to listen to your heart. If it comes from your heart, you will know that it's the right one.
Okay, so can we go to the next question? This specific question about community center that this person is wanting to set up, community center. She's asking where specifically the land will be for the community center, when this will happen, and what advice do we need to have in order to let it happen, to start a community center?
You are building up process stage by stage. It all depends on the chemistry and relationship you create with people you meet along the way. Your center will be at the perfect place when you're ready to establish it with the right people and investors. It is possible that with one person who will invest in your project, you will find everything you need. So running around looking for different locations at the same time will take your mind away from the other aspects of it that you need to work out first. I would say you need to speak to perhaps legal advice as well as supporting groups that may help you work together with you on this project. and think out all the possible aspects you need to think first before you get to the final spot of getting a location. You also know that you are guided, and in your heart you feel exactly why you're not there yet. So also try to be patient and honest. It will come, and it's coming at the right time for you, but there are other things involved, as well as other people around you that need support and listening to them as well. So there's quite a lot of people, beings, animals involved, and it's important to do it right at the right time. And you know that, so patience, my love.
Okay, next question is a question about a daughter asking about her and her mother. So what can you tell me about the soul connection between me and my mother? She's asking what they are the extension of, meaning where did both came from before incarnating, what was the relationship of this daughter and mother before this incarnation.
This subject is quite complicated in the fact that all the people you know in this lifetime are those you've been in various relationships before in different roles throughout different lifetimes. Your relationship with your mother is not a one-off, just one lifetime or another. You knew each other for many lifetimes. At the moment you're exploring the issue of responsibility as well as forgiveness. There's also a slight issue of balance and power. Both strong individuals very strongly believing in what is right, and the need is to work together with these beliefs, finding a way of working in flexible way around each other, with each other. At the end of the day, if you see her perspective, whatever the her is, either side of that relationship, see it from another pair of shoes, so to speak. Step into her shoes and feel what she thinks. At the end of the day, you both want the same, using different words, different perspective. And I think this is the main aspect of your relationship for this lifetime. The most significant influence on the one you have now is your life as in probably Northwest America, as what you can say now as Native Americans. Again, different relationship in terms of politics and skills and abilities, and the identity of self in relation to these coming now as well. But the choice for mother-daughter relationship is also trust, and knowing that at the end you are there to be with each other because of this relationship you've decided to build up. And the intrinsic being of linked through body and genes at this lifetime helps you to release some of the tension, obviously, and acquire another. It's all part of forgiveness process, as well as acquiring this trust that you need to learn.
Okay, the last question we have for today, coming from a lady who met someone 6 months ago, someone who she dearly loves, but he has to go back to the United States, and he wants her to join him. Obviously, she loves him, she wants to go with him to the United States, but she doesn't want to leave her children where she is now. The children are old, they don't need her, but she doesn't want to leave them in their country and go to America.
I think the question is not the children as such, but rather what is it that you fear? When we need to decide a major decision that takes us outside of our comfort zone, we can say that it is because of this or that. But the real question is it fear speaking because I don't want to move into the new, or because I don't want to be hurt again, I don't want to be abandoned, I want to have a backup, I want to stay in a familiar environment? Or is it because I genuinely don't feel it's the right thing for me? Again, just like the first question, I would recommend to just sit down quietly So you concentrate just on being and breathing, and then imagine this well of pure stillness and visualize yourself going to live in America. It can be any subject, whether it's a field for a center, relationship, or anything else, or even a bill you need to pay. So you drop the subject into that stillness and feel as if you've already done it. How does it feel? You're with the person you choose to be in the new place you choose to be. If it feels right, then it's okay. Even if it feels neutral, hopeful, something positive perhaps, you're not quite sure, it's still alright. If you put it inside the stillness and it feels, I feel the contraction of the muscles, some kind of resistance or strong negative response, then it's not right for you, and you're not just responding because of fear, it's definitely not the right thing. Again, no one else outside of you can tell that, but you already know the answer. And you already probably made your decision. Now the question is also to be honest. If you don't want to lose the relationship, it's important to be honest and explain. If you feel that this is the answer, then speak about it, and there are many different choices to make, different decisions that can be, the different solutions can be found for every single event. There's no such thing as hopeless situation at all. On every situation you are in, there would be another solution you didn't think about. So I encourage everyone to first and foremost listen to that inner space of yourself. Most of you already know the answer. Just as if I would to offer you a certain food, say Italian food, some of you would say, yay, I love it. The other would say, oh, no, not for me. You will know immediately, before I even finish the sentence. It's the same with everything else. You know the answer. Your body is the barometer of your soul. You are here for thousands of years, and the awareness is rising, the energy is rising. You all feel this division between the physical and the spiritual realms are getting thinner. It is time to take your power in your hands and remember who you are. Remember that you have tremendous powers. You have tremendous influences. Many of you can even affect the weather without knowing it, just by the thoughts, the energy you exude outwards. If you feel turbulent, if you feel upset for a long time, it wouldn't be surprising if you will find that the weather reflects that kind of situation, or that the political events in the area you live also reflect that. You have more power than you realize. I sincerely urge you to listen to your beings and to take in your own powers. I wish you all the best, and with all this love and support you wherever you are at any minute, any moment of your life, at any time. You are never ever alone.
Thank you very much. This session is recorded and it will be on YouTube, posted on YouTube. So also you can find us on poeticmind.co.uk/wellbeing for some healing resources for you. Thank you, and we shall see you on our next channeling session.